With Elijah Moore and Corey Davis, the only wide receivers set to return in 2022, does it make sense for the New York Jets and Joe Douglas to push all of their chips into the middle of the table and go trade for a wide receiver? I'll talk about why it does and why it does not make sense. Let's get after it. Before we get into the video, if I could get you to please jut up the like button, and if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I want to let you know that we will be live this upcoming Wednesday night. We'll be live streaming with special guest DJ Bieneme of the Daily News. Come and join us. The link for that will be in the description. With plenty of cap space and numerous draft picks at his disposal, Joe Douglas really does have all of the flexibility in how he wants to approach this offseason. Free agent market, there are wide receivers that are available in the NFL draft. There are a number of guys worthy of a high draft pick that could really fill the need. But the other avenue that Joe Douglas could decide to take is going to the trade market and acquiring a veteran wide receiver with extreme high upside, with big play capability, and would really support our young quarterback in Zach Wilson, similar to what we saw with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So the first wide receiver that I think makes sense to try to acquire via trade is wide receiver Amari Cooper of the Dallas Cowboys. Still only 27 years old, has 5 1,000-yard plus seasons to his name, over 7,000 career receiving yards, and 46 receiving touchdowns. So you're talking about the size, the speed, the route running. The production is very, very impressive. Something that you do need to consider with Amari is that he has had off and on in his career some injury issues. Also, something worth mentioning is that his cap number is very, very high, and it's a reason why the Dallas Cowboys might be looking to move on from him this offseason. Again, if I'm the New York Jets and if I'm Joe Douglas, I would be very, very interested in acquiring him. It makes so much sense for not only for the team, but for Zach Wilson. And you take a look at how Amari Cooper helped Dak Prescott, even in his time with the Cowboys. You know, his numbers jumped when they acquired Amari Cooper. So you can imagine the same thing would be the same case for Zach Wilson. The second wide receiver on this list I think makes a ton of sense is wide receiver Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons. He's only 27 years old still. He's a 6'1", 190-pound wide receiver, good size, good speed, excellent route runner. This is a really, really good route runner, very polished in all of the moves that he makes on the football field. And so he's going to fit really nicely in with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and this scheme. And I think that Zach Wilson would be able to really feel confident targeting this guy. And you look at the production, over 800 or more yards in his first 3 seasons, almost 1,400 in that third season, to go along with 9 touchdowns as well. So the production is there, the scheme fits there. I feel like the only thing that's really stopping a trade like this from happening would be, his mental health. And that's the reason why, he might be available for trade, is that he did, opt out of playing for the rest of the 2021 season, only played 5 games for the Atlanta Falcons, and he just said, I need to get away from the game. If he's good and if he's well, I think it's absolutely within bounds to say, let's go get Calvin Ridley. But of course, there is that, that possibility where we trade for him and maybe he has, some relapse of, some mental health bouts. So definitely something worth considering. The last player on this list is going to be wide receiver DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks. 6'4", 230 plus pounds, still extremely young, only 24, 25 years old. And the production is absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. Over 3,000 yards in 3 seasons, 29 touchdowns in 3 seasons as well. We need guys that can catch the ball, get in the end zone. This is what DK Metcalf is all about. Is he a perfect scheme fit? Probably not. He's probably not a guy that we could line up in the slot. And so he's going to be exclusively on the outside. And perhaps this coaching staff, we've heard them in the past say that they value wide receivers that can play anywhere in the formation. And so Perhaps DK is not the best fit, but again, if you're talking about production and just a sheer target, a massive unit on the football field that Zach Wilson could throw to, I don't know how you could say no to DK Metcalf. The downside is the scheme fit maybe not being a perfect fit, but also having to give up probably your 10th overall draft pick. I don't know how we would trade for DK Metcalf without giving up that 10th overall draft pick. And we would also have to shell out a brand new contract. He is going to be entering year 4, and it is the final year of his deal. So there are definitely some downsides to trading for a DK Metcalf, even though the upside is certainly extremely high. So I'm going to answer the question from the beginning of the video. Does it make sense for the New York Jets to trade for a wide receiver this offseason? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say yes, it does make sense. The reasons for it are very simple. Number one, we need wide receiver talent. We need big playmakers. We need to score more points. And we need to be able to really assess Zach Wilson in year 2, going into year 3. We can't leave year 2 not knowing what we have, not knowing if we had just put better weapons around him, what would we have in a quarterback? We can't go into the 2023 offseason asking those questions. So making a trade like this eliminates those concerns and those questions. There are downsides and there are negatives. The downsides would be, number one, they're expensive players. So they either already have contracts that are paying them top dollar, or they will be getting contracts that will pay them top dollar. They're going to be costly in the trade. Just trading the assets away, the players, the picks, whatever it may be, that's also going to be a negative to making a move. And then the third one is there are some off the field concerns for some of these guys, and to say that they are foolproof moves and that there's no way they could possibly fail is not correct. These are risky moves, but I do believe that you have to swing big to be able to hit big. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments. Would you be willing to trade for any one of these wide receivers? Is there another wide receiver in the National Football League that you think makes sense to trade for? I look forward to reading and responding to all of your comments. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Go Jets. And I'll see you guys next time.